Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you very much for the time. My name is Manggala S S400190005, and today I will discuss about my paper, about my journal. The title of my journal is "The Effectiveness and Intelligibility of Radio for Increase the Students' Ability in Listening Comprehension at the Department of English Education in Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta." Okay, this is my title, and then the next I will deliver about my contents. My contents, the first is introductions, the second analyzing and discussions, the third conclusions, and then the last reference. This is the general image about the people and radio. This is my basic. This is my basic of my title about the role of radio to learning process, to English learning process. And then this is in my introductions. The first I will deliver about my introductions. My introduction is radio were first discovered in 1887 by Heinrich Hertz, which was then continued by Guglielmo Marconi using wireless communication in 1895. So this is the history of radio. The first radio founded by Heinrich Hertz, and then developing again by Guglielmo Marconi from the Italy. This is the history of radio. And then the next I will deliver about the theory. In introduction, we know that part of introduction, the first general statement, and then the second you delivered about the previous study or the last study, the last researcher maybe, and then the third you delivered about the theory, and then the second you delivered about the objective of your study. So this is the content of introduction, and then the first I will deliver about my theory. I will take the theory from Brown 2001. Brown said that also believes that listening skills play a very important role in the language learning process because they can provide meaningful input when they learn language. So this is the basic theory from my paper. And then the next I will deliver about my analyzing and discussions. The first, this is the content of my analyzing and discussion. The first I will deliver about the general benefit of radio, and then the second I will deliver about the process of listening, and then the third I will deliver about my descents of research in English learning process using radio in listening comprehensions. This is the content of my analyzing and discussion. The next, the general benefit of radio. This is the general benefit of radio. The first, inclusions. The second, building confidence. The third, develop speaking and listening skill. The fourth, teamwork. 5, national curriculum. 6, provides a forum for students to speak and empower. And then the last, improve literacy. But in the general benefit of radio, the general benefit of radio number 3. This is the relate with my topic about the listening. So radio can developing the students in speaking and listening ability. So this is correlate with my paper, my title of this paper. And then the next, the process of listening. When you get the information, you must get the many information, and then this is the process of you get the information. The listen. You know that if you get the information, the first process, the speaker said to the listener, and then the listeners do listen about the speakers said or say, and then this is the first process of listening. The first listen. This is the drawing of two people. The first the speaker, and then the second the listeners, sharing of information, and then make a communication. This is the process of listening. The first listen. Then the second attention. We know that if you as the student and you already delivered by the teacher about the material, if you only listen but you don't attention, you don't care about the teacher statement, about the teacher explanation, you cannot take the information everything. So the point two, you must attention about the material or information when you after listen. This is the second process. And then the next, this is the general image about the attention. Many students listen to radio, and then they are silent, and then they are concentrate about the information from the radio. So this is the attention, include the process of listening number 2. And then the third, understanding. If you success to listen, and then after you attention, and then the last, you ever understood about the statement, about the information, about the communicate from the other people. So this is the process of listening. The first listens, the second attention, and then the third, you ever understanding about the information. This is the picture. Okay, this is the process of listening. There are 3: listens, attention, and understanding. The next, the sense of research. This is the sense of my research in my paper. The first, raise listening question using oral speech. And then the second, raise listening question using radio. And then the third, questionnaire. So there are 3 process. There are 3 process when I take the data to analyze. Until analyze. The first, raise listening question using oral speech. So I want to deliver about the material using oral, not media, not radio, not etc. So only oral, and I will try the response of the students when they listen about my explanation as oral, they understood or not. So this is the first step in my research. I will deliver about material using oral speech, and then the second, I will comparing about the oral speech, and then the second, I will use media, and especially media in my research paper is radio. So actually I will deliver about the material not using my oral speech, but I use radio, and I play the audio, and then the audio of listening comprehensions, the students listen and attention, and then the last understood. So I will test about the rule of radio, effective oral speech or effective radio when I teach in listening comprehension skill. And then the last questionnaire. For the questionnaire, I want to show about the facts that the students more interesting when I say using oral speech or using media. So from the questionnaire, we know that the capability of the students. We know that about the rule of the two concept in my research: effective oral speech or radio, oral or media. So this is my underline about my research. And then the next conclusions. Since from the results of this learning process in listening skill, radio more effective and intelligibility between using oral speech from two aspects, time and energy. So we can take the conclude about the results. We know that if you use media, you cannot more energy, to explanation, to give something, but you only play the radio using audio, and then you only observe about your students. This is the strength of radio. And then time and energy. Time, you can you don't many time of you explanation about the material, but using radio you only play about the audio, and then the audio is enough is enough. Or the end of radio, you only turn off the radio. So it's simple. If you want to teach listening comprehension using media, especially radio. And then from the practice in the classroom, the student is sure understood about the question using radio. So if the radio from your media, we know that it's very different, because you use radio and you can apply the audio again and again until the students understood about the conversation. But different with I say using oral speech, maybe more spirit and more energy will uh, will uh, will get, will get it. And then this radio is more effective when you teach listening comprehension skill. And then this is my reference. There are five references in my research paper, according to Bregman, Browns, Munadi, and then the links. And this is the. And then thanks for your attention. Sorry for any mistakes. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.